Welcome, travelers and tale seekers, to the tavern, where we gather around the digital hearth to share secrets, unravel mysteries, and dive deep into the realms of imagination. Pull up a chair, grab a tankard of your favorite brew, and get ready for a journey through the lands of anime, manga, literature, and truly all of your beloved tales. But here in the tavern, secrets aren't just whispers in the night. They're the heart of our merry gathering. They transform you from a mere spectator into a sage of stories and a master of lore. So let your worries fade, your curiosity reign, and your laughter fill the air as we embark on an adventure filled with camaraderie, discovery, and of course, all the tales you can handle. Because in the Tavern of Tales, we don't just talk about our favorite media, we truly live and breathe them. Join me and your beloved co-host for another adventure into tales and media. Welcome to the Bards Tavern Talk. Hey, buddy.
What's up?
So, I've got some news that's hard to tell you. Last night we had another goblin attack, and they didn't really take much. But what they did take specifically applies to you.
Not my spoons. Anything but the spoons.
Not the spoons.
Oh.
Remember when we used to sleep in the same hovel? We had the same address for many years, and there was that thing you hung up on the wall.
Oh, God, no.
They took it.
Sons of bitches.
So there's blackmail of you and your beloved mother.
I hate you, Tyler. I hate you so much. I was all about playing along. Now I just hate you. I don't want to do this anymore.
Today, we will be finishing our conversation about Futurama. We will be shifting gears from the staff to the actual show and the characters itself. I do have a very serious bone to pick with one character, which we will get to shortly.
Okay. And
so,
who's that character?
Well, it's Leela. We're going to get there. It'll be Leela. But do you remember the whole show?
No. I remember bits and pieces. Are you talking about last week's show or the show as a whole?
The show as a whole, Futurama.
Oh, yeah, no. No. I know, like, quippy jokes and, like, really crappy references that have been made into memes through popularity. But no, well, I know very little about that show.
Every time it was ended, they had a really great way to end it. And they would make it seamlessly blend into the next episode. In fact, the way that they ended the show as a whole, before we knew there was going to be a comeback, it was so good. It was so well done that it was a time loop that led you back to the first episode.
Right, they get to retell the story in a different way. Now, I do remember that because I've watched that episode recently.
It's named Meanwhile, which I thought was kind of neat too. Now, some of the things that I think are kind of cool are like Fry's brain stays kind of fucked up through the whole show. And one of the most important things about Fry's brain is that he's missing the delta brainwave.
Right, that's why the brains, oh god, what are they called? The brains can't fuck with him.
Right, the floating brains can't really see him and they can't use their power on him.
Yeah, because he's not smart.
Right, but do you know why that is?
No, I don't.
Canonically, he is his own grandfather.
That's right. I do remember that.
So I think it's kind of neat. They loop it in with the Roswell episode. They make it not the main story, but they do make it the B or even C story, because I think Zoidberg's experience with the Roswell staff, I think that is the B story. And honestly, Fry's interaction and banging his grandmother is really the C story, because there's only like 2 interactions with her. Yeah. Meeting her and then fucking her, and then that's it. But the way that they evolve Fry and Leela through the show, it speaks a lot to the way that they wrote it, and it speaks a lot to the intelligence and the writing team, like we were talking about last time.
Yeah.
They really knew what they were going to do. They had an idea and they ran with it. They did not miss a beat. This was flawless. I loved it.
It's a good show. It's a good sitcom. I'll give it that.
Well, for what it was, I mean, you got to think, this came out in 1999. I remember watching the trailer for this coming out before the Y2K
crisis.
Yeah, well,
you're scared.
I don't know what to call it anymore. Yeah, the Y2K mass joke.
It's not an inaccurate depiction of that whole hysteria.
Right. It, and I remember there was actually a couple of Y2K jokes that were made in Futurama about Bender, and I don't remember what they are right off, which is weird. I normally have a pretty good memory of all that, but that's one of those things I can't immediately recall.
Oh,
let's see. Of all the characters, though, who's your favorite?
Zoidberg.
Zoidberg, really?
They shit on that guy the entire show, and for literally no reason. Like the guy shits on himself. Like I don't know why they took that direction with that character, but I love it.
They try to retcon him.
Go ahead.
They try to retcon him later on and give him like a massive amount of importance whenever you find out that the professor was cut by a Neptunian Yeti, I think is what it was.
Yeah, something of that nature, and then it winds up being like he's crazy or something, or
he's got like Yetiism. It was supposed to be the Neptunian methane swamps is what was supposed to make him sick, and he's supposed to have some hyper Neptunian hypermalaria. That's what it was. But it turns out he had Yetiism, which sounds more like a religion.
Right, and if he goes out of control, Zoidberg's supposed to kill him or something.
Right. I love that there was a crossover episode with The Simpsons with Futurama, and if you look in the credits, everybody has if you look at any of the actors' credits, there's a crossover to Simpsons where there's just like one episode. It really messed me up because I was like, that person's on Simpsons? What? And then I started doing my research and I was like, there's a crossover. They played their own characters on a crossover. That makes sense. Okay.
I can only imagine how difficult that would be.
Oh my god. It's such a, I mean, see, and a lot of people give me hell about my love for this show, but I really I've always loved this show. I have a strange love with it. When I turned 18, my uncle who passed away, it was like when he kind of took the masculine role in my life. He gave me a box set of this and a bottle of whiskey. You know, good decisions down here in the South.
Yeah, that's how we're doing it.
Right. So it, you know, and for me, like, I held on to that as long as I could, but eventually I think I drank it. I don't know. I don't have it anymore, but I wish I did because he's no longer with me. But I put I put those DVDs on in a time before streaming services.
Oh, good old streaming services.
Oh my god! At a time before mandatory Wi-Fi.
Speaking of that, and I know we're gonna get off of topic right now, but I have a super big win for my wife, who gave me. Okay, so recently my birthday passed, as you know.
Right.
I got this gangster ass new headset, which is awesome. And now that we've tested the sound clarity, I'm like, yeah, win. And
Yeah.
then guess what else we got that night after everybody left the house?
Laid.
No. that actually did not happen. I got the collector's edition, or not the collector's edition, but all 8 seasons of Ruby as digital, or like they're like the DVDs or Blu-rays, which kind of makes you realize how much you appreciate not having fucking ads.
Right.
Like, fuck you, YouTube, quit it with the ads.
So I expect there's gonna be a Ruby episode soon.
Oh, absolutely.
Everybody get ready for that. I'm gonna be really excited.
Anyway, back on topic. Sorry.
Back on topic. Anyway, so
wanted to really appreciate good old fashioned physical media. That's a lost art.
Oh no, trust me. I have a physical collection, which this, back to my story, is part of. I would put these DVDs on, and I would play them in a loop. And like once a week, I would trade them out for another one in the pack. And I held on to this for years. And you remember I used to have some pretty crazy jobs. I used to work at night, and then I worked during the day, and I'd sleep very little. When I would usually have to have something playing because I would sleep during the day to kind of block out the sound.
Yep.
And so all I heard for years and years was Futurama. And to this day, if you play an episode, I will act like any other autistic kid and just start like, I'll be doing something and mid-conversation stop and start quoting the episode I hear in a car with a DVD system 5 aisles down. No one else can really hear it, but I heard one sound that I recognize. I know the episode, I know what's happening, and I'm off.
It's interesting how your brain does that.
Right?
I want to look into that.
What's really interesting is that most people can just ignore it, and my brain's like, no, we do this now.
That's half of our friendship, really bad callbacks and fucking
I was
TV and anime references.
I was doing something the other day, and somebody made a reference that I immediately called back to a Game Grumps episode, and I began quoting the reference to them and laughed, and I looked at them, and all I got back was this look of horror and confusion, as they had no idea what the fuck I was talking about. So yeah, that was
good times.
Yeah, I realized really quick that our friendship is definitely unique, and I can't just talk to random people like I talk to you.
Absolutely not, my guy.
I mean, I could, but eventually they're going to start putting me in those little padded rooms and start asking me a bunch of questions. And I'm not sure how to answer those anymore.
And that's exactly why we're sharing this with everybody else.
Exactly. You people get this for free. Normally the state would have to pay for this because they keep me in a little room for 3 days.
Oh, that's funny. So anyway, back to the show.
So, for those of you who have not seen Futurama and listened to an entire episode of me explaining the writing staff and vocal staff, how did you make it this far? I don't understand your decision making, but I'm glad you're here. And we'll start at the beginning. Fry, a nearly mentally disabled man who works as a pizza delivery boy, takes an order after being schooled by a small child to a, what was it, like a cryogenics lab?
Yeah, it was a cryo research lab.
No one's there. He reads the name. It's I.C. Wiener. And so he decides to sit in a chair and pout. He falls back, gets frozen, wakes up in the year 3000, and meets a one-eyed woman named Leela.
By the way, I really want to appreciate the double joke there.
Yeah.
It's literally on the box or on the delivery ticket. It says I
Period.
the letter C period. Well, he's delivering it to a cryo lab.
Oh wait,
so it's this icy wiener.
The best part of this is that when he's making the order, which you see later in the show, the guy that makes the order speaks very proper. It is I period C period wiener. It's really enunciated for absolutely no reason. So he meets Leela, and she is an alien at the time to him. She's taking his vitals and putting him through the defrosty process. And in the end of this process, you find out that you have to get this career chip, and they brand you as something for the rest of your life. This is the job you have, which was a neat mechanic to bind them to the professor later. I thought that was really cool. So he can't really fire them because that's kind of where that's it. There is no going back and getting another job. So even though they're fired several times, they always end up coming back, and that's a really good explanation why.
Well, there's that, and the career chip that Leela had was completely different. Wasn't hers like a social worker or the person that puts in the chips?
Well, yeah, but they quit, and in the back of the chip installation tool, which is like a giant hand-piercing gun, there's like it looks like the back of a hammer. It really does. It looks like the back end of a carpentry hammer. And
claw hammer.
A claw hammer. Thank you. My brain didn't want to function. And they literally pry the chips out of their wrists, which probably felt great. But anyway, so she goes and proposes this hand piercing technique to him, and he freaks out, runs away, and then he ends up. Well, in the process of this, she informs him of his one living relative. She hands him a piece of paper with information on it. Then she proposes the hand piercing method, and he runs away. He goes to what he thinks is a phone booth, and he stands behind a robot. That's where he meets Bender, which is my favorite character.
Bite my shiny metal ass.
Bite my shiny. Whatever you say, skin tube. So he meets Bender. They both get closer to the phone booth, and he's talking to Bender. Bender's like, hey, let's try for a twofer. Pushes him in the booth when he learns that it's not a phone booth. It is a
suicide booth.
And Bender decided he wanted to kill himself because he was bending girders to make suicide booths. So the bit of irony there is completely lost on everyone involved. Fry freaks out, pushes him in the corner, and they avoid death. It spits out a receipt, which I think is really funny.
What I thought was interesting was, of all the things that they could have done, why would he attach the coin to the string? If you're gonna die or you're gonna try and commit suicide in the suicide booth, why A, would they make you pay for it? And B, why would you yank the coin back out?
Well, okay, so here's the thing. If they're going to make you pay for it, why would it be coin-based?
25 cents, bruh.
I mean, suicide is profitable. Look at Canada. That wasn't okay. I shouldn't have said that. Anyway. Back to the story. So, I can't talk in the car around the country.
It's a wreck. We're getting there, folks. We're trying.
No, we're not.
No, we're not. I just wanted to make it sound good.
I'm not even gonna try. We're gonna go back to our fantasy world where we're not gonna get in trouble. So We have our three main characters. They eventually get in contact with Professor. And I love Professor Farnsworth jokes because they are most definitely smart people jokes. You have to look up the nuanced jokes that have to do with Professor Farnsworth. His name itself is a reference.
Good news, everyone.
Good news, everyone.
It's a suppository.
That is like in the oh god, it's got to be in like the 6th season.
No, it's in the first couple. It's the episode
not.
where they go where they go to Atlantis.
Oh yeah, that is in the.
They were supposed to take the pills so that they could breathe underwater. And he's like, I can't swallow that pill, and he goes, "Good news, everyone!
Good
It's a suppository." For those of you who don't know what a suppository is, that's where you take a pill in your butt.
You shouldn't have explained it. That's one of those things that's a surprise.
It's always a surprise.
So, butt pills aside, they go through a lot of changes. They go through a lot of adventures. There's actually a point where they're taken over by the bureaucracy, where they're brought to a point of normalcy, and that is so boring that they want to go back to the crazy way it was before. The full cast is going to be Amy, the intern from Mars, who's super rich, but for some reason wants to be a physicist and always dresses like she's doing her laundry. Then we've got, Hermes, the Rastafarian accountant. Zoidberg, the alien.
Hey, whoa. You didn't go through all those credentials. He was also a gold medalist, Jamaican limboer.
Yes. Well, if we're gonna go through all that other stuff, we have Fry. He was the king of an entire.
Oh no, he's the only person I wanted to talk about their accolades.
Just because. And by the way, that voice is Phil Lamar, and that man is wonderful. There's a podcast that I'm gonna look up later, hopefully I don't forget, and I'm gonna post it everywhere, and I'm gonna start referencing it as much as I can. But all these guys, these big time actors, are in a podcast that's kind of like an acting. I don't know. It's like a story where they're all playing a part, and I don't know. I'm really interested. I want to see what it's like. But if Phil Lamar's in it, you got me. I'm gonna be there.
10-4.
I also love that this show had an entire episode dedicated to Star Trek. Fry was a huge Star Trek fan. I am a huge Star Trek fan.
Didn't that shit cause a war in Futurama at some point?
It did. The Star Wars Trek, which was a mass migration of Star Trek fans. No, that was a mass migration of Star Wars fans. The Star Trek Wars waged, I don't remember how long, and then they killed one side. They sacrificed them in the way most befitting virgins. They threw them into a volcano. Which, that is an old reference, and I have to look up what reference that's from, but that is an old one.
That's what they used to do back in the 1400s and shit.
But there's a movie they're referencing when they do that.
Oh.
Yeah. No, I loved the way that the show went. Oh, and the movies were good. There was a D&D movie.
I did skip the movies entirely.
Ah, the movie's so good. The D&D movie specifically was really funny. I liked Beast with a Billion Backs, but there were some parts in there that got kind of cringy. And then there was what was the other one? Into the Wild Green Yonder was really good. There was a part in Wild Green Yonder where they showed every character that's ever been in Futurama all in one panel.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. And I've zoomed in. I still recognize characters, and I'm like, oh, ooh, 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 ooh. Oh, I didn't know they were in there. Oh shit, I remember that episode. There's a lot there. There's even I think there's some variation characters like the Fry, Leela, Bender, Hermes, and Professor from the Box universe.
Oh wow.
Yeah, like everybody's there. They did not make up any new characters, and there's no fillers. Oh man, just remember. I could sit here and just remember episodes. I'm looking through pictures and just remembering, like, when Zoidberg was in his trash can. Everyone went to the casino, which Amy's family owned, and Zoidberg was complaining in his trash can, and they dumped $1 million in his trash can. I love the joke. He was praying to God. He goes, God, it's Zoidberg again, and the bag of money lands in his lap, and he goes, okay, I'll shut up. He's a Jewish crab too, which is even better.
That's hilarious.
Oh my god.
That's trying to be a comedian.
Oh my, yeah, that wants to be a comedian is sincerely not funny.
Ironically unfunny.
I talked about the Pentium 2 processor episode, or was it? No, it was the
AMD Athlon 2.
Athlon 2 processor thing. That was a crazy episode.
It was in Bender's butt.
Yep. When they came back, one of the episodes, they named it Rebirth. And they literally had a rebirth machine. And Leela came back brain dead. I think that started one of the movies. No, it didn't start one of the movies, but it did introduce a crazy monster that only eats Cyclopses.
That's funny.
The episode where Fry got his nose taken and it ended up with Lur. I'm Lur, the leader of Omicron Persei 8. They were
Yeah.
As a sex drug. There was an episode with Beck in it. That was pretty cool.
Is that the one? Yeah, that's the one where Bender becomes a paraplegic, right?
Yeah, where he gets messed up by the can opener, which
or quadriplegic.
I think it's pretty funny that that they bring that up again, because the last time he got messed up by the can opener, it was pretty bad. Like, I think it hit his head. He's like, that thing tried to kill me last time.
Oh yeah. He gets messed up by the can opener, and then he the reason why he wants to become a folk singer is because that's what he wants to do every time he's touched by a magnet.
Yep.
As he sings folk songs.
Yep. It ruins his inhibition unit, so it lowers his inhibitions when he's touched by a magnet, which means that his inner love of wanting to be a
folk singer
comes out, and I love it.
At the very least, what I can say is they did have creative writing.
Oh yeah, the sex change episode, way before transgender stuff was normal. That was pretty crazy episode. It definitely put a darker look on the professor, because he was just like, let's do it already. There wasn't even any money in it for him. He was just doing it for kicks.
That's funny. It's such a weird show. Like, and it's one of those shows you either love it or hate it.
Yeah, definitely. Most people love it instead of hate it, honestly. A lot of people are more interested in the show for one reason or another. I don't think anybody has as much of a weird love for it as I do. And if they do, they should definitely hit me up, because I love Futurama and stuff.
Yeah, you've been talking about wanting to do these episodes for a hot damn minute.
A long time, yeah.
Like,
Robot Devil is one of my favorite characters too.
In robot hell.
In robot hell. Oh, the emotional episodes too, man. The emotional episodes will really get you.
So, speaking of that, you were talking about Leela, and you were gonna go on a tangent about her.
That bitch does not deserve a motherfucker like Fry. Look, all right, this boy got butt worms and decided to try to keep his butt worms. He ended up not keeping his butt worms. He ended up being the one who took away the butt worms. But to try to like impress her, he is like forcing himself to be the person that the butt worms were making him. Like, this man is doing everything he can to restructure his entire life to be what she wants. He falls in love with a robot, the robot Lucy Liu. The only time he really diverts his attention from Leela in any real emotional way is this. Because don't forget, he did fuck Amy. And in one of the movies, he has a girlfriend that he really cares about, but we'll get to her. She doesn't really matter either. She's just there to make him jealous and to force a polyamorous story into it. But he falls in love with Lucy Liu. She's a robot. She's pre-programmed to like him, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
AI, right?
The Lucy Liu bots.
Right, that attack him. Leela is kind of the driving force that kind of ends that. And then gives him no emotional anything when it's all over.
Total cold shoulder.
Total cold shoulder. And this man, the next episode is right back at it. Like, just coming from another like stupid, like romantic sap, I guess. I feel a connection with Mr. Philip J. Fry, and I feel that she's just a bitch. Ungrateful bitch. She belongs to the streets.
That's funny. Yeah, she does shit on him quite a bit.
Amy could have been a constant. Now, okay, think about this. Amy's got 2 eyes. She's attractive. She's rich. Fry was with her. Had everything he wanted from Amy. She would have been loyal to him. The way that was going, Fry actually fucked all that up.
Yeah, for Leela.
No, not for Leela. He wasn't really into it. She was all about Fry. And as soon as she started getting comfortable, he was like, no. What is this? She wants to hang out with me all the time. And now suddenly we're fucking spending Valentine's Day together? Who said I didn't have other plans?
Oh, yeah, I do remember that.
I remember the best line he was telling Leela, and I love that he goes directly to Leela to tell her this. It just dawned on me that he did that. He goes, I'm not a one-woman man, Leela. Well, you'll be back to 0 soon enough. And she just shits on him all the time. But she is going on these loser dates. I think the one that I remember the most is the guy with the lizard tongue. And the dude that wanted to race for gays. It was the joke about the gaydar. And he goes, Bender goes, it's better luck anyway. I think he's gay. No, that was for Amy. Still, the joke is good. He goes, I think he races for the gay circuit. And the guy goes, man, I wish those cats could really fly. It's a great joke. Oh, but it was, she as far as character development goes, toward the end, like, they are a couple. And then suddenly they're not. And they had a moment where they were going to end the show when they were a couple. Then in the movies, they weren't. And he was with the Pauline was her name. And Pauline was a huge pain. I hated her as a character. She was whiny. She seemed more like a little valet girl. And he was really attached to her. But she was a polyamorous person. She wanted like 15 boyfriends. So they were all living.
Wasn't Pauly Shore one of them? Or no, Pauly Shore was when his girlfriend got trapped in the car.
Yeah. And Pauly Shore took his ex-girlfriend, which was great. Better to have loved than lost, never to have loved at all, n'est-ce pas? God, I love Pauly Shore. When my hair was growing out, I used to tie a bandana around my head and I'd do the Pauly Shore phase for a little bit.
Everybody's gone through a Pauly Shore phase at some point in their life.
Whether they know who Pauly Shore is or not.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I think that's not even a determining factor. I think everybody's done it at some point in their life.
So, favorite joke in the whole series. There is an episode about free will where Bender joins a college to get a date with a girl. The whole time it shows him like making choices. He goes to college to get with a girl. Sits in the back of the classroom with what they call themselves the college toughs. And then he goes with the college toughs and does something. I love how they quote it, something analogous to drugs. And then join a gang. And then get caught up in prostitution with what's his name? The gold guy. God, I should know this. Hedonism bot. He gets caught up and he goes, I need you to very delicately vomit on a pheasant. He shows back up covered in pheasant feathers and oil. And he's got like $1 in his hand and he runs back up to give the money to the guy to get one more hit. And the mob takes it and beats the crap out of him, and so he ends up in the hospital. And Hermes is standing at the end of the bed, and they're explaining all this crap. And he goes, "Man, you had one hell of a day."
That's funny.
They make it look like it happened over several days, and it's over like an afternoon. It was very clever writing. They had perfect timing. And the jokes, I don't know, every single joke landed. Even if you didn't understand it, it was good.
Yeah, it was good. They were all good in their own rights.
Nibbler. The tool. Nibbler's such a douche. He knows all this crap because his memory hasn't been deleted. He has all this memory of stuff going on. And he could have helped him out 100 times. And instead, he's like, chose not to. Let me go just shit dark matter into this litter box. And I love how that of all the things to be inconsistent about, they say in one episode, I can't pick this up. It weighs more than 1,000 suns. Clearly the weight of it, correct? But in any other episode, they're able to like pick it up and drag it across the floor. Or like pick it up with a poop scoop. Or like throw it in a trash can and take it out. I don't like the inconsistency of the weight of dark matter is mind-boggling. This is unacceptable. Like they know better than this, and they knew people were going to catch this, and they know I'm going to complain about this. So
I think they did that intentionally, buddy.
I do believe they did too. I think they can do whatever they want because dark matter can't be weighed. So if I'm wrong, go ahead and slew me in the comments. Just leave the comments. I don't care if they're
bad. I want attention. I need attention.
I just need attention. Talk about me.
I work into very hard.
The Scooby-Doo episode was pretty funny. I love they had a Scooby-Doo knockoff episode. And Fry was Shaggy, and he goes like, "Zoinks! What? Just a question, gang. How old are we? From 18 to 32?" It's weird.
It's funny.
Oh, the Meanwhile episode where they loop everybody together to make a swing is fucking adorable.
Wait, what?
Meanwhile, the ending episode, everybody's frozen in time, so they just loop them together so they can make a swing sitting in the hangar of Planet Express.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Oh, yeah, so there's a lot of conversation on the internet about how they just built over original New York City. And how other cities around the world have done that.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever seen the episodes where they really talk about old New York?
No, the only episodes that I do remember off the top of my head are when they went down to the sewers to find Lula's parents.
Okay, so I don't know if the sewers are old New York or what. I think they are, but like some of old New York has been like...
I think they're the sewers to old New York.
I'm not sure, but you should check out like Luck of the Fryish, where he goes after his 7-leaf clover and he goes back to his old house, and they go back down into old New York, and it shows like beams of light coming down. It's very post-apocalyptic. It's fucking terrifying if you look at it long enough and sit there and think about it. That's what. This would be a great video game just exploring old New York from Futurama. It'd be a great horror game. Just saying.
Arc System Works, get on it.
Yep.
Arc System Works are the people that make fucking like Guilty Gear and like the anime fighting games. I'm just mad because they made the new Guilty Gear terrible.
Well, shame on them.
Yep. Sorry.
Oh, the episode where Bender meets God.
Oh, yeah, and it's just the nebulous.
Now, I love that this episode just seems like a filler episode to most people. Bender, his attitude and everything is completely changed after this.
In what way?
He is less careless. He is less kind of thrown everything to the wind. And he's more of a womanizer after this.
That's interesting.
I know.
Counteract.
Well, he immediately takes action in that episode to change his ways.
Fair enough.
It's interesting. Episode 2 was another one of my favorites. There has always been, I guess, I set like a life goal the day that I saw episode 2. I wanted a fucking apartment like they landed in I Roommate after Dr. Pt2 died. I can't believe I remember that name. That's how bad it is. That's how many times I've seen this show. The scene goes,
shit.
The scene goes Professor picks up the phone and he goes, "Oh, that's terrible. To shreds, you say. Oh, to shreds, you say." Something else. To shreds, you say. And he goes, "Bad news, gang. My colleague, Dr. Pt2, died." And Leela goes, "Was this apartment rent controlled?" And the next scene, they're in this fucking dope ass apartment. And I'm like, that's where the fuck I want to live, right there. That is Chateau Gockel.
Chateau Gockel. I love it. Best name ever.
Oh, man. Oh, and they start... Okay, so the first time Fry leaves Earth, they go to the moon. And there's a theme park on the moon. They make a bunch of jokes about it.
I'll do it to countdown. 10, 9, 8. We're here. Oh.
5, 4, no, he goes, 7, 7, 5, I can't count backwards today. Come on.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Blast off. he's like amazed. And he gets out of the ship and he jumps down and he goes, what's the line? The Buzz Lightyear line. Not Buzz Lightyear, Buzz Aldrin line. God, I want to take that out so bad, but I should leave it in.
No, keep the Buzz Lightyear thing in there.
The Buzz Aldrin line. What is it? One giant step for man, and and one. The guy in front of him goes, one giant line for admission. There's a theme park on the moon, and that's the first adventure offer. And then the last episode, meanwhile, starts with them on the moon at Lunar Park. So they thought that this was going to be it, and they were trying to tie a nice, neat bow and make sure that it was properly ended. And I think they put more effort ending the show than they had before, because they really thought it was just over. But I can't wait to see what the new episodes are going to be like.
I bet they're going to be pretty dope.
And with them having the entire cast back, it's going to be amazing. I don't know about the writing team, but I think they have the whole writing team back. I'm very excited.
It does sound like I can't say I'm per se excited, because I'm not a huge fan. I'm just not. I'm not one of those people that hates it. But I watch it to go to sleep too.
Right. Well, I can't wait to see the jokes, because they're gonna just tear this new generation apart. It's gonna be so good. It's so satisfying.
It's funny.
So, I want to bring up again our Patreon. We have a few more things hitting. We have some stuff in the works with some suppliers and some creators for awesome swag. We made sure that we picked the best of the best. We did not skip any step in doing so, which is why it took us so long to really line everything up. Also, we have in the works a few more episodes coming up. I'm going to start leaving us a list on our pages about the shows that are coming up. No news about when that's going to start, but when it does start, I guess you'll see. Also, if you are a friend on Instagram or Facebook, please tag a friend, add a friend, tell them to tell us who you are.
Like, share, and subscribe.
Like, share, and subscribe, so that we can add you to our inner circle of better friends. I don't know. We'll see we'll find a special
bar patron
gift to send you. Maybe just me with my big middle finger showing. Just yeah.
I guess it could be an icy wiener that they see.
Get it?
You should be ashamed of yourself.
Oh, come on. That's a double joke.
That is a double joke. It's icy. It's icy to explain why it's so tiny.
Exactly. Well, no.
I
hate you.
That was better than the joke earlier.
Anyway, continue with your spiel. Please help us. We need more Diet Coke.
Your mom's gonna call me later and be like, Tyler, what are you talking about?
I doubt that. She doesn't listen to the show.
Hopefully she doesn't start, because then I'm gonna have to explain myself. That's a conversation we've never had. That's another conversation I don't really want to have. Favorite episode will probably be the Da Vinci Code, where they meet Leonardo da Vinci on Planet Vinci. And they find out that Leonardo's the dumb one on his planet, and that's why he came to our planet.
And it's been a huge cover up or whatever for.
You have to watch it. If you haven't seen it, you have to watch it. Bender got really aggravated. He goes, everybody at Kinko's was an idiot, so I went and stole the real one. And he drags the actual Last Supper into the room. It's on a giant slab of stone. He just drags it through the wall.
Oh wow, that's nuts.
It's great. I love it. And they meet a character named Animatronio that's a mouse-fed animatron robot. God.
That's sick.
Yeah. There's a lot of the time travel episode's pretty good, where Earth just kind of restarts, but it's about 5 feet lower than the last one. The universe ends, and everything starts over, and they're watching the whole thing happen from the inside of the time machine. And then it starts over. That's another really good one. I could do this forever. I told you I could sit here and just talk about these random episodes forever.
Ever.
Zap Brannigan is such a tool.
Oh, did I lose you?
No, I'm here.
Oh, okay. You just went really dark and silent for a second.
You're good. I'm flipping through all these pictures and I'm just remembering all these episodes of stupidity. And just, it's stupid and great all at the same time. Henry Kissinger and Richard Nixon and Bender take over Ball World. Bender turns into a werecar.
Oh God, the werecar. God,
yeah.
That was such a bad episode. And didn't they mention that the original werecar was Hitler's original car? Or Hitler's Mercedes, or it was made from Hitler's Mercedes?
It was parts from Hitler's Mercedes, parts from I'm gonna get his name wrong.
Kit. There was
Kit's. It was Kit's windshield wipers, which were. What was his explanation? They were evil, but it wasn't brought up much in the show.
Yeah.
The left turn signal from Marilyn Manson. No, not Marilyn. Who was it? Who was the murderer? The mass murderer?
Dahmer.
That's in jail. No, not Dahmer. He's in prison. This guy's got the pentagram carved into his forehead.
Oh, that's a swastika, and yeah, that is Manson.
Manson. Yeah. Okay. So. It's got Manson's turn signals in it. I mean, it's and some evil electric motor. I gotta look that joke up because they don't really give it. But I love that Al Gore actually played all of Al Gore's parts in this show. It was really Al Gore.
Was it really?
It really was. Oh, another one that'll really get you. This will really mess you up. Guess who played all of Stephen Hawking's parts?
Who?
Stephen fucking Hawking.
That's awesome.
That's awesome, isn't it? I'm fucking. There's a joke in there where he goes, "I'm no closer to understanding the terror in space, even after cashing the giant check for writing a book on it." Fucking, I'm sitting there thinking, Stephen Hawking really said that. The man had to have a really great sense of humor.
Oh, had to.
And he loved Futurama, and that right there that's a testament to this show. Is that one of the people that I consider possibly the smartest people to have lived while I have been alive said this show is great, loved it, wanted to be a part of it.
That's awesome.
I do have this to say. If I see another Leela cosplay in my life, I'm gonna get mad.
Why?
I'm so tired of seeing it. I don't see any Fries. I would love to see at least one Bender attempt. I don't care if it's bad. And if somebody, please do a Zoidberg.
I feel like Zoidberg would be the hardest one.
I feel like it would too. That's why I said please do it. Like, try. Fry would be easy. You don't even have to dye your hair. Get a red wig. All it is jeans, a white shirt, and a red jacket. Come on.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Super easy. Like, Leela is honestly more effort, but I would rather at least see a Fry. I love how tall John DiMaggio is in comparison to everyone else. If you look at everyone grouped in together with a picture, you see John DiMaggio tower over everyone else in the room. And then you see Seth Green in the background like, "Hey guys, I'm here." It doesn't matter that Seth Green has his finger in absolutely everything and seriously like was the driving force behind what we understand as adult animation. Doesn't matter that. He's 5'5". That's what he's just gonna be the little guy forever.
That's hilarious.
I love Seth Green. If by some masterpiece of fate he ends up listening to this, I want it to be understood that I absolutely love Seth Green in every way, shape, and form. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. There was a cameo of Adam West and Burt Ward, where Adam West was a man's head on a bat body, and Burt Ward was a robot with a red chassis and green pants. So it was Batman and Robin.
Oh, come on. That's hilarious.
That's fucking amazing. It's one of my favorite things. So I'm gonna try to find this again and post it somewhere. But I absolutely loved it. I thought it was funny. That was another really good one. And I love that they do these things when they're climbing. I don't know where that joke comes from, but they always do these jokes when they're climbing. And I believe the line here was Adam West pops out and he goes, there seems to be some duo out here. And he goes, how dynamic are they? He goes, not very. He goes, well, time to go back to a lifetime of horrible genetic experience, old chum. And then they go back in. But there's another joke. We'll have to get to it when we do my Family Guy spiel, which is way out there. But eventually we'll do Family Guy. We have a lot of.
That sounds like fun, actually.
Family Guy's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a trip. There's a lot more to Family Guy than I originally thought. I had to take an outside look at it. There is character development in Family Guy, but it's not blatantly explained like the humor is.
Right.
So there's a lot that you have to step back and unpack.
Fair enough. Well, hey, buddy. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. We are getting up to that time, aren't we?
Yeah.
Next time on Game Grumble. I've been waiting on that one.
That's funny.
So, again, everybody check the socials. Please check the socials. I'll start posting more. It would be really great if we could get some more actions, some more comments. If you guys have any questions, if you guys want to ask us anything, like, don't think that we're not going to answer. We will answer.
Now, with that said, we don't pay that close attention to the YouTube, but that's because it's not our channel and we have a hard time keeping up with that right now.
So please use the socials.
Yes, absolutely. And we appreciate and love all of y'all for coming into the bar.
So make sure that
on that note,
it's goblins. So thank you guys for coming to the tavern, and we will catch you next time.
Yep.